In the silent halls of the Egyptian Museum in Cairo, amidst relics of pharaohs and queens, lies an anomaly, a mummy that defies everything we know about ancient burial rites. It's known as the Screaming Mummy, or Unknown Man E. Its face is forever contorted in a silent, agonizing scream, its hands and feet bound, a chilling testament to a horrifying final moment. For over a century, this mummy has been a source of morbid fascination and intense debate. Who was this man? And what unspeakable horror did he endure to leave his eternal mark as a scream frozen in time? Today, we unravel the dark and terrifying story of the mummy that screamed centuries after its death. The discovery itself is a tale steeped in mystery. In 1881, a royal cache of mummies was unearthed near Deir el-Bahari. This was a treasure trove of ancient Egypt's most powerful rulers, including Ramesses the Great. But among these celebrated pharaohs, archaeologists found one coffin that was starkly different. It was a simple, undecorated cedar box, completely out of place among the gilded sarcophagi. There were no royal insignias, no protective hieroglyphs to guide the soul to the afterlife. It was as if someone wanted this person not just dead, but forgotten, their very identity erased from history. When the coffin was opened, the excavators recoiled in horror. Inside lay a man, his body wrapped not in fine linen, but in a ritually unclean sheepskin. This was a profound insult, a symbol of impurity meant to condemn the soul for eternity. But the most shocking feature was his face. His jaw was locked open, his facial muscles pulled taut in a perpetual shriek of agony. His body was twisted, his limbs bound so tightly with leather straps that the marks were still visible on his bones. Unlike other royal mummies, he had not been properly embalmed. His organs were still inside, and his body had been hastily dried with natron salt, essentially preserving his final horrifying moments. It was a scene of unparalleled terror. This wasn't a peaceful journey to the afterlife. It was a punishment, a curse made manifest. For decades, the identity of Unknown Man E was a complete enigma. The lack of inscriptions, the disrespectful burial, it all pointed to a high-status individual who had met a terrible end. Theories swirled. Was he a Hittite prince, an enemy of Egypt, captured and executed? Was he a disgraced member of the royal court, punished for a heinous crime? The scream itself fueled the darkest speculations. Early theories suggested he was buried alive, his final moments spent gasping for air in a sealed coffin. Others proposed he was poisoned, the toxins contorting his body in a final agonizing spasm. The mystery only deepened as the years went on. This was not just a mummy. It was a crime scene, frozen for 3,000 years. The first major breakthrough came with the advent of modern technology. In the late 20th century, X-rays and CT scans allowed researchers to look inside the mummy without unwrapping it. The scans revealed he was a young man, likely in his late 20s. There were no signs of broken bones or external trauma that would suggest a violent struggle before death. This made the buried alive theory less likely. If he had thrashed around inside the coffin, you'd expect to see some signs of it. The focus shifted back to poisoning or some other form of execution that left no mark on the skeleton. But the most compelling theory began to form around a dramatic tale of royal intrigue and betrayal, the harem conspiracy against Pharaoh Ramesses III. Ancient papyrus documents, known as the Judicial Papyrus of Turin, detail a plot to assassinate the pharaoh. The conspiracy was led by one of his secondary wives, Queen Tiye, who wanted to place her son, Prince Pentaweret, on the throne. The plot was discovered, and the conspirators were captured and put on trial. The documents list their fates. Some were executed, while others were forced to take their own lives. Could the screaming mummy be the disgraced Prince Pentaweret? The timeline fits perfectly. The mummy was found in a cache of New Kingdom pharaohs, including Ramesses III. The age of the mummy matches the likely age of Prince Pentawere at the time of the conspiracy. And the nature of the burial, the unmarked coffin, the sheepskin shroud, the lack of proper mummification, is exactly the kind of punishment you'd expect for a traitor who tried to murder his own father, the pharaoh. It was a burial designed for damnation, to prevent him from ever reaching the afterlife. In 2012, this theory gained powerful scientific support. A team of researchers, including the famed Egyptologist Dr. Zahi Hawass, conducted a DNA analysis on the screaming mummy and the mummy of Ramesses III. The results were astounding. The DNA evidence showed a direct father-son relationship between the two. The screaming mummy was, with near certainty, the son of Ramesses III. This genetic link strongly suggested that unknown man E was indeed Prince Pentaweret. With his identity all but confirmed, the final question remained. How did he die? What caused that horrifying, silent scream? The investigation turned back to the mummy itself. A detailed CT scan of his neck revealed something previous examinations had missed: deep grooves and compressed tissue around his throat. The evidence pointed to a grim conclusion. Prince Pentawere was not poisoned, nor was he buried alive. He was hanged, or perhaps strangled with a garrote. The pressure on his neck would have caused a violent involuntary spasm, forcing his jaw open and his lungs to expel their last breath in a silent scream. The hasty mummification process then captured this horrifying moment, preserving his agony for millennia. Imagine the scene: a prince caught in a plot to usurp the throne. He is condemned not just to death, but to eternal oblivion. Led to his execution, a rope or leather cord is tightened around his neck. His body convulses, his face contorts in a final desperate cry for air that no one hears. His death is not a secret, it's a statement. His body is then wrapped in the unclean skin of a sheep, tossed into a plain wooden box, and hidden away among the very kings he sought to betray. His name is struck from all records. His punishment is designed to follow him beyond the grave, to deny him the immortality that every Egyptian craved. But in a twist of fate, the very measures taken to erase him from history are what made him unforgettable. The plotters failed. The scream that was meant to be silenced in a dark tomb was instead preserved. The anonymity that was meant to be his curse became his identity. For 3,000 years, he lay in darkness, his silent scream a testament to a brutal story of ambition and betrayal. And when his tomb was finally opened, that scream echoed out into the modern world. The story of the screaming mummy is a powerful reminder that history is not just about golden masks and majestic pyramids. It's also filled with dark secrets, human tragedies, and brutal realities. It's a chilling detective story, solved thousands of years after the crime was committed, using ancient texts and cutting-edge science. The mummy of Prince Pentaweret no longer screams in anonymity. We now know his name, his story, and the terrible price he paid for his ambition. His scream is no longer just a grotesque curiosity. It's a voice from the past, telling a tale of a royal conspiracy that ended in a death shriek, frozen for all time. Thank you for joining us on this journey into one of ancient Egypt's darkest mysteries. If you found this story as fascinating as we did, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration into the shadows of history. Let us know in the comments what mystery you want us to investigate next. Until then, remember that some screams never truly fade away.